Hello there, it's Simon and Leanne on Loving Life Now for today's topic, completing your masterpiece.
Awesome. Well, excited to be here, Lee. Completing your masterpiece. We've spoken about creating your masterpiece over the last couple of episodes, and this is our final episode in this series. And great to be here tonight. Great to be sharing that with everyone that joins us, not only live, but also those that are watching the recording. And who knows, maybe some of those people are watching it on our YouTube channel afterwards as well.
Maybe.
So as you join us, you know the drill. We'd love to welcome you to our Facebook Live this evening. So pop your details in the comments. Let us know where you are streaming in from in this beautiful world of ours. So come and say hello, and we'll welcome you to the stream. Who have we got out there?
What's wrong with your voice today?
I know, I've got a bit of a frog in the throat. Paul Mills says, hi Simon. Why did that come up like that?
I'm not sure. Hey, Wendy.
Hello, Wendy. Wendy from the UK got us going first. And then we got Cheryl in Sydney.
Rob from Harvey Bay is here. Hey, Rob.
Rob's in the house. Good to have you here. Thanks, Rob. G'day, Kim. Kim in Rabina on the Gold Coast. Hello, Valiant down there in country Victoria. We've got Shani streaming in from Sydney live on Facebook. Thanks, Shani, for joining us. Brooke Davies up there in Townsville. We're going from one
jumping everywhere,
from the top all the way down to the bottom.
Yeah.
Luann over there in WA. G'day, Luann. We got Michelle Collins also on the Gold Coast. Melissa on the Gold Coast. Richard Wiseman up there in the UK. Hello, Richard. Michelle Peel also on the Gold Coast. Big welcome to you guys. Bernie Island in Burleigh, and she's doing backflipping again.
The Gold Coast is in the house.
All right, the Gold Coast is in the house. And we've got Morning Dave from Belfast. G'day, Dave. Glad you could join us. Welcome. So as you join us, pop your details in the comments. We'd love to welcome you to the stream. We've got a great topic lined up called Completing Your Masterpiece. And this is the final in a series of 3 Facebook Lives. So we've done 2 previous ones. If you didn't catch those, you can catch the recording on our YouTube channel, Simon and Leanne Unleashed. And all of our Facebook Lives get uploaded to YouTube and are on there as well. So we'll send that out after I upload that in the next day or so.
Awesome.
And send it out to everyone as well.
Good morning to Laurie in Calgary.
G'day, Laurie. We've got Luann says, g'day, hello. And Serena's down there in Melbourne. Right. G'day, Serena. Welcome.
Well, I think intros are done. We can get started.
All right. Well, let's get the ball rolling. So, as I said, over the last couple of weeks, Lee, we've spoken about creating your masterpiece, and we've covered a whole range of different things about how we, as the centre of our masterpiece, are the hero.
Yeah.
But how do we create our own masterpiece? Well, it's ongoing.
Yes.
And we haven't finished. So today's episode is all about completing your masterpiece.
Right.
It's not about finalising it, because you only finalise it when you die.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and then you become really well remembered, right? But so you're always going to be completing your masterpiece of your own life.
Yeah.
Right? So the only way that series, movie, episode, whatever finishes is when they kill the character off, and that's you.
Oh, you're going to kill me off?
No.
What?
Well,
you're like, that's you. It's annoying, man.
All right. So this week we're going to be talking about how we continue completing, or how we complete our masterpiece. And
these lights today are so bright.
Ask
yourself. They're like blurry.
What can people ask themselves?
Is your role exciting you?
Yeah, so your role is your role in your life, right? You are the hero of your masterpiece. So what you do in life, is it exciting you?
Yes.
Yeah, and if it's not exciting you, then you've got to make changes, all right?
Good morning there, Carolina from Germany.
Excellent. Well, in the first 2 episodes that we've done previously, we've covered a total of 18 points in order to get to where we are today.
Does that mean we're up to 19?
We are up to 19.
Okay.
You can count.
I can.
That's excellent. All right. So point number 19 in completing your masterpiece. And the first topic we're going to discuss today is why decide and why people don't decide. So why people decide and why people don't decide. So if you're the hero of your own story, which we all are, right? At the end of the day, we're in control of our life story. And if we are the hero of our life story, then you don't want to shy away from these questions or the challenges that they face. So why decide, and why is there so many people out there that don't decide? So what have you got to do about these questions?
Embrace them.
You do. And you've got to use your power, your own personal power, in order to break through. And what else? What do we do then?
And create a greater understanding and take some action.
Yeah, so that's really important. So why do we decide? We want to create action. We want to break through. We want to create greater results. Now, of course, point number 20.
The future is now.
The future is now. So often you hear people say, it's not the right time. Is it? What is the right time to do something?
There's never the right time. You've got to make it the right time.
Yeah, so what is the right time to do something?
Now.
Now. The right time is now. There will always be something come up in people's lives, in your own life. Always. Whether it's an unexpected expense, whether it's an unexpected outcome, there'll always be something come up in your life. What do we have come up this week in our life that was totally unexpected?
Well, it wasn't totally unexpected.
Well, not totally.
But it wasn't very wanted. The hot water system didn't like us anymore.
No, decided that it's going to start giving up the ghost, right? And it's probably it will be the original hot water system for the house.
Yep.
And the house is probably 14, 15 years old.
So then what happened? We went and brought one and it was getting installed and then they couldn't install it.
Well, they couldn't install it. But they couldn't install it because they couldn't get it to where the other one was, because after the other one had been installed, somebody put a big water tank in the walkway and there wasn't enough room to get the new hot water system through. So what do I have to do?
Simon's like, we'll just lift it up and over the fence. And
the guy said to me, you can't lift the hot water system. It's like 200 kilos. And I'm like, all right, well, that's not a good idea. He said, you could get a crane. I said, I don't want to get a crane. So what was his alternative option?
Move the tank.
Move the tank. We've got a 10,000 litre water tank sitting out there, and he's like, move the tank.
So guess what Simon did this morning?
Move the tank.
Are you wondering how he did this?
So I had to empty it first. I had to empty it. So I drained it into our swimming pool and then dumped water out of the swimming pool so I could drain more water in. And then, of course, it was empty this morning, so I was able to wedge myself between the wall and the tank and summons upon all my strength. I felt like a He-Man.
And I missed it.
Pushed this whole mass. This is a big water tank.
You should have told me so I could come
It's
watch.
probably 20,000 litres. I don't know how big it is.
To come and watch.
It's big. You should have filmed it. Could have put it on TikTok.
You didn't tell me you were doing it.
You could have put it on TikTok and said, how do you move a water tank? How do we get it? So anyway, the tank's moved and now we can get the hot water system in. But so things will always come up in life, right?
Yep.
You'll always have challenges that are unexpected or out of the ordinary. Rob said, Mr. Muscles.
Yeah.
So you'll always have these things that can come up and just throw you a curveball. And, you know, what do people do at Bunnings on the weekend? You know, they go and buy renovation stuff for the house, or you spend a bit of money. Well, we went to Bunnings last weekend and bought a hot water system. Who knew Bunnings do hot water systems? Because I did.
They do most things.
So I Googled hot water systems. We'd already had a quote from a plumber.
Yeah.
And Bunnings was $1,000 cheaper. $1,000 cheaper. And it's a good quality Australian-made branded hot water system called Ducks. So happy about that. It's going to be the Ducks. The Ducks. It's going to be the best.
I'm going to have hot water.
And we'll have hot water. All right. So the future is now. Your vision is what becomes clearer, right? So it's your vision that creates your future. And you understand the future is bright.
So you need your sunglasses.
You made it.
You have new realizations.
And new ideas and thoughts are created from these realizations.
New beliefs.
Yep, new beliefs. And new choices that you make lead to new action that you take.
And this is a turning point. What? This is a turning point.
It's a turning point. Yeah. It's a realization, right? So having this vision of being clearer and having new ideas and new thoughts and new beliefs is a turning point in your life. Mm-hmm. And it really creates such a realization that, wow, I actually can and have what I want in my life in the future. So you're able to carefully construct your life as a masterpiece.
And it's a goosebump moment.
It is a goosebump moment because it gives you that. Have you had goosebump moments in your life?
Yes.
Yeah. I had one when I met you.
Oh, of course you did.
when we married, I did. I was too emotional on that day. But, you know, you have goosebump moments in your life, right?
Yeah.
We do. We have them all the time. I had a goosebump moment. Mine was more a lightning bolt moment when I found the online business that we partner with almost 15 years ago. Right? It was like I'd been hit like a lightning bolt going, wow, here it is.
Well,
you asked for it?
Goosebumps when you get hit by lightning.
No. So it was probably more than a goosebump moment.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's good. All right, so point number 21, we move on. Our point number 21 to creating or finalising, or not finalising, but mastering your masterpiece, completing, is change what doesn't work. You've got to be prepared to change what doesn't work in your life.
If it's not working, you don't just keep doing it and hoping for a different result?
No. Well, that's, as you know, it's first sign of insanity is continuing to do the same thing and expecting a different result. Right? So change what doesn't work.
You have made these changes by changing the types of decisions you're willing to act on.
Yeah, so change your decisions that you're willing to act on. And of course, it's a simple difference of deciding versus wishing for. So do I want to wish this to happen, or am I going to decide for this to happen?
Decide.
You want to decide. You want to be decisive in the choices and decisions. Now, we do this through what, Lee?
Planned persistence.
Planned persistence. So you actually have a structure to what you're doing in your life. So you've got to have planned persistence. And of course, you've got to have a diligent follow through. So you've got to be prepared to follow through, right?
Yep.
You can't just have a plan and hope for the best.
Start it and just go.
You've got to be prepared to follow through.
Yep.
All right. So point number 22 in...
The enemy of action is confusion.
Now remember that. The enemy of action is confusion. So what does that mean?
Well, if you're confused, you're not taking action.
That's it. That is simple as that. So there is only going forward in your life. There is only one thing, and that is going forward. What else?
No doubts.
And you've got to follow your new vision that you've created for yourself. You've got to be prepared to follow that and learn to stay the course. So many people start something and stop something and start something and stop something, and they don't stay the course. What else?
You need to take the high road and operate above the line.
That's important, right? How do you take the high road? Well, sometimes you've got to learn to
let ego go away.
Yeah, but I think sometimes also you've got to learn to agree to disagree with people.
Yeah.
You've got to take the high road, right, for yourself. And you've got to, of course, make sure you're playing above the line. Now, in personal development, we talk about whether it's above the line or below the line, right? So are you acting below the line, and which is not really the best place to be acting from or operating from, or are you operating from above the line? So that's certainly an important concept to to create your masterpiece of your life. Now, you've made effective decisions to this point, so all these decisions are now going to accelerate your growth.
Yep.
So that's good, right? We've made good decisions, and now we're going to see acceleration in our growth. All right, point number 23 is what?
Unfinished business.
So in our masterpiece, in our life, do we have unfinished business we got to take care of? Absolutely. So you have to handle this.
Yes.
You have to get any unfinished business handled.
You have learnt the value in evaluating.
Yep. So make sure you evaluate what's going on for yourself so you can clearly get rid of that unfinished business and move forward positively. And you can choose to
to fly above the fray.
Absolutely. Remember to fly above the fray, right? So it's a bit like taking that high road, being above the line. You can just fly above the fray. So don't get caught up in all the drama. You want to fly above the fray. And continue to build certainty in your life to create your masterpiece.
Yep.
So you definitely want to continue to build that certainty.
You are now in control.
That's it. It's all right. You're taking control of your life. Well, that is important to continuing our masterpiece. All right, we're moving on to point number 24.
Driven by passion.
We are driven by passion in our lives. And as the hero in your own story, you want to make sure that you are walking the walk.
And talking the talk.
And you have raised your lower self, right? So we talk about operating from our higher self. So we're raising up our lower self into a whole new level, and we're operating from that.
And no longer have sticking points.
And fix your mix as required. So don't get stuck. Make sure you fix the stuff
You mean?
in your life that's going on. And you now are a difference maker. And that's a key, right? You're now becoming a difference maker. People are going to be following and inspired by what you do. You're driven by passion. What does that mean? That creates leadership, right? So if you're driven by passion and you're leading by example, you're walking the walk, you're talking the talk, you've raised your lower self to your higher self, you're no longer getting stuck in the drama and the mix. And it is a difference maker, right? And you're going to attract people who like that. Point number 25, Lee, is what?
Invented yourself.
Yeah, well, by growing and by personally growing, we're inventing ourselves. So we're creating a whole new version of you, right? A whole new version of ourselves. So it's time now, once you've done that, to put all this into action and take some bold action.
Absolutely. Nothing succeeds like success.
And you can alleviate your life by... Let's try that again. You can elevate.
Oh my! What word are you reading?
You can elevate your life simply by results. Right. So we know that in life, if we create consistent results, we can elevate ourselves. Right.
Yes.
So we've invented our new selves. We're taking bold action, and we're elevating ourselves in life. And what else?
Action chases away fear.
Yeah, well, what is fear? Fear is something that stops people, holds them back in life. It's false evidence.
Appearing real.
Or it's F everything and run.
I like that one.
So, depends what version of fear you're looking at.
Depends if you're in South Africa with the animals chasing you, then that's F it and run.
So, you really want to make sure that you're taking action, because action chases away fear. Now, it is where the rubber meets the road, right? When we're doing action, it's where the rubber meets the road. And this is where what you have experienced in your life to date and you've learned, you can now put to good use. All right. So that's point number 25. We're on to point number 26, Lee.
Action equals creation.
All right. So the more action we do, the more creative we become in our life, creating our masterpiece. So nothing happens unless what?
You make it happen.
Yeah. If it's going to be, it's up to me.
Yep.
Right. So action equals creation. So if we're not prepared to act on things and take action, then we're not going to create the results that we want to create. So you take purposeful action in your life today in order to create your masterpiece. What else?
You act on purpose.
And of course, it's all worth it. Everything you do is worth it.
Except life is a risky business.
Nah, right? Life's not a risky business.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Life can be a bit of a risky business, but is the risk versus reward worth it?
Yes.
Absolutely. So what's the reward that we can get out of life if we're prepared to take a risk?
Whatever you want.
Yeah. Sometimes we've got to take risks before we actually even know the process, right? Did you take a risk have you taken risks in your life before you knew the process?
Yes.
Or did you use the wait and see method?
No.
Didn't use the wait and see method?
No.
It doesn't work very well, does it?
Does not work.
So if you're waiting and see method, the wait and see method is where you're waiting on something or somebody else or some action
Something
to happen
or someone to do
in order for you to take the next step. And so often this holds people back in life because they what do successful people do, Lee?
They create the next step.
Yeah, they take the next step.
Or they create it, they build it.
As quickly as they can.
Yep.
They don't go, I'll wait and see how it pans out and how it goes.
Give it a month.
And then I might, then I'll do that, or I'll wait for this person to do that and then I'll do that, right? Wait and see method doesn't work as an entrepreneur.
Nope.
So accepting that life is a risky business and understand that fate happens in life.
Yep.
Fate, right? You and I getting together. Fate in life. We were good friends for 10 years. It was fate.
Yep.
Right?
Absolutely.
And what is when fate happens, what else does that bring?
So you've got to be willing to take advantage of the law of attraction.
The law of attraction. Right. So the law of attraction says what we think about, we bring about. So you've got to be prepared to take advantage of that. what thoughts become things, right? Both good and bad. So we can attract things that we don't want in our life, but we can also attract the things that we absolutely want in our life.
Actually, I had a lady today, I spoke to a lady, inquired about our business, and she said to me, so, I must have been attracted to your ad because you have something you targeted. I said, well, I'd say it's law of attraction because my ad didn't have any targeting.
Yeah.
And it didn't. I said, unless you're in Australia and you're between this age.
That's it.
There was no targeting.
Well, look, at the end of the day, it's all about we get attracted to things and we attract things into our lives, right? And of course, we've got to also be prepared to take advantage of the law of attention. Mm-hmm. So what we put our focus on, we get more of.
Yes.
Right? So that's another important aspect. So action equals creation. Right, 27, Lee, is our next one. What is that?
Trying is not doing.
Oh, but I want to try.
I'm going to give it a go. Give it a try.
Give it a try.
Yeah.
What does Yoda say? Yoda out of Star Wars says,
I have no idea.
There is no such thing as try. There is only do. Right? There is no try. You don't try to do something. You either give it a go and you do it. So people
don't do it.
So that's a word that you want to remove from your vocabulary is try. Because what is that? What does it mean? You're either going to be successful at it or you're not. You're either going to do it or you're not. How do you try? Right?
I don't know. So as you complete your masterpiece, you know this through experience.
Yeah, so as you develop your life, you understand that there is no longer anything trying is not doing, right? Mm-hmm. So you understand this through your experiences. You'll know that the more things that I take action on, the more things I complete successfully. And sometimes things are not always going to work out the way you want them to. But you just have another shot, give it another go and do it again, right? What do successful people do? They don't try, they do things and then they do something else and then they do something else again.
Yeah.
And sometimes we've got to repeat what we do, change things slightly, course correct, in order to get the result that we're looking to get, right?
They don't do the same thing over and over and over and expect a different result.
No. Now, of course, you've got to be open to the conversations of success with others. What is that? What does that mean? What's a conversation of success?
Well, I would say it's talking about the positive and what you want to achieve rather than what's not happening and what is not going right.
Absolutely. So you want to be focusing on your conversations of success with those people that you're having conversations with. Mm-hmm. So surround yourself with the right people. Surround yourself with the people that are having those conversations of success. And make sure that you are playing up with people that are creating success above you. So you're learning from those people. So you want to really be focused on and open to conversations of success with others because this is all about doing, all right? Mm-hmm. So whilst
inspiring others to supportive action.
Yeah, so you're going to inspire others. We said earlier, that we attract others because of who we're being.
Yeah.
And so as we attract and inspire others, we can support them with action as well, right? So we create that supportive action. All right, point number 28.
Play
the
big game.
Life is a game. Mm-hmm. And you can either play a small game in life or you can play a bigger game. And certainly, 15 years ago, I wanted to play a bigger game. That's why I made a change to get out of what I was doing and get involved in something else that could allow me to create something greater. Mm-hmm. So you've got to be prepared to play a bigger game. So you choose this in life now. It's your choice. So you've got to choose to play a bigger game first of all.
You have torn down the walls.
Yeah, you've done the hard work to this point, right? So life is a game, so play that bigger game. You've done the hard work, you've torn down the walls that are necessary. And of course, now we've got to manage and maintain our chain of action. Mm-hmm. So we've got to be prepared to continue to follow through with our chains of action in what we're doing.
We use our lifelines built as needed.
Yeah, sometimes there is lifelines there that we've built and we've got to use those where needed, and that could be sourcing assistance or information from others. But that's an important aspect of playing a bigger game. Reach out to those who can assist you with raising your game, raising your level, right?
Yeah.
And then, of course, you offer up random acts of kindness. Hang on 2 seconds. I've got to Something popping up on my screen. All right. So, of course, you offer up random acts of kindness. So, isn't it wonderful to be able to do random acts of kindness for people?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Could be opening a door for a stranger. Could be buying their coffee.
Yep.
Right? At a coffee shop. It could be putting their groceries in the car. Right? Don't know where you do that. Maybe at the supermarket. You could.
Maybe.
There's lots of random acts of kindness that you can do on a daily basis, and some of the simple things that we do can be seen as random acts of kindness. Could be for the ones you love. Could be a family member. Could be somebody you don't know. Right, a complete stranger. Just do random acts of kindness. So that's about playing a bigger game. Play a bigger game in life. All right, point number 29, Lee, and this is our last point. No, it's not. We've got point number 30. I was going to say I thought we had 30 points. All right, point number 29 in completing our masterpiece.
One step at a time.
Absolutely. So understand that you've just got to put one foot in front of the other and take the necessary action. So it's action time.
Yep.
So take one step at a time, because you, as the hero of your masterpiece, you're fully engaged. You're engaged in creating what it is that you want to create.
You've got to be clear-headed.
You do. And you've got to be going full steam ahead.
Brave and bold. Go for it.
Full steam ahead. It's your choice. So you're now prepared to do what is necessary.
Yep.
Right? Ask yourself, am I prepared to do what is necessary in my life? Am I prepared to do what is necessary? It's a good question to ask yourself. And be honest. All right, point number 30, and the final point to completing our masterpiece is what?
Every success is a story.
Yeah, so every little bit of success that we create in our life is a story. And we have a story around it, how we got there, how we created it, what happened in order for us to make that happen. So you, as the hero of your masterpiece, succeeds, right? You're succeeding in your life. So every success is a story. And what's it about? What's it really about?
The magic.
It's about the magic. Have you got magic in your life? Because the magic is a little bit extra. So are you prepared to use the magic of a little extra? So are you the person that does a little extra?
Yes.
Excellent. Well, that's it. So that's what we need to do to master our life.
That little bit
And
extra.
to create that masterpiece of our life is, and it's a good bow to tie on it, it's about the magic.
Yeah.
Right? Make the magic happen. Believe and you shall receive. But the magic of that little bit extra. So if you're prepared to put in that little bit extra, then you can create the masterpiece in your life. What are those comments, Haley?
Thanks. Appreciate you, Simon Lee. And great topic. A reminder to play the bigger game, but need to do the action to create the results. That's from Michelle Collins. Richard says, thanks, guys, for sharing the tools for a masterpiece.
Yeah, absolutely. And look at
clarity, action, brave, bold, the golden thread. Thank you, masterpiece magic.
absolutely.
Allow the magic in, Brooke.
Yeah, and look, if you want to go back and listen to the previous episodes, they're available on on Lee's Facebook page, but also on our YouTube channel, Simon and Leanne Unleashed. Once I upload this one, I'll send the link out for this one, so you're welcome to revisit them and just go through some of these topics and how can we implement these strategies into our life in order to create the masterpiece, right? And your life is your masterpiece. So it's a bit like you're the painter of your life, right?
Exactly.
What do you want the masterpiece to look like?
Sorry, I haven't been able to read all the comments because Simon was talking.
That's okay.
Thank you, everybody.
Luann said timing is always impeccable. Wendy says thank you.
Because I'm like, hold on, let me.
Are you going to try and scroll back?
Yeah. All right, so we've got Cheryl. Great stuff. Have taken notes over the last 3 sessions. Valiant. Thanks for the sharing the masterpiece magic. Oh, okay, now I've lost yours.
We haven't lost them, but you've lost the comments.
Bernie, brilliant points to fill the masterpiece of our magical life. Wendy says creating magic is key. Serena, thank you for your time and sharing the magic tonight. Amazing session. It's jumping all over the place here. I think I might have
awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you to everyone. You
Sorry,
won't get through more. As you do it, don't jump again.
Yeah.
But thank you to everyone for joining us this evening. I'm back on our Facebook Live.
If there's any topics you would like us to cover, feel free to pop them up on a message to us or comment on the videos, because we're going to be going through some different topics over the next few weeks.
We are indeed. So we will see you all. We're back next week, yes? We don't have a conflicting appointment next Wednesday, so we'll be back next week on our Facebook Live. Same time, same place, same Facebook page. And we'll look forward to seeing you all back next week. And we'll have a brand new topic to have a discussion around.
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a great evening. Bye for now.